It's a downright disgrace.
Behind these gold records were careers hanging by a single desperate thread. From legends dropped by their labels for being too pop, to toxic duets recorded in a literal war zone of heartbreak.
There'll be no distance between us.
And the Prince of Soul, bankrupt and in exile, betting his entire legacy on a drum machine and a prayer. Today we're counting down the top 10 love songs that nearly ended the career of R&B legends. At number 10, we have the ballad that saved a legend.
Just never seemed to come out right.
In 1983, Patti LaBelle wasn't just singing for a hit. She was singing for her professional life.
But you're not there.
After the breakup of LaBelle, Patti struggled to find her footing as a solo artist.
Only you knew how.
Label executives were losing patience, and the budget was drying up. If Only You Knew was her make it or break it gamble. If this soulful, stripped-back plea didn't top the charts, her solo contract was set to be terminated. But Patti did what she does best. She poured every ounce of desperation and grace into the mic, creating a #1 smash that turned A Last Chance into a 40-year reign as the godmother of soul. Is this the greatest comeback song in R&B history? Tell us your favorite Patti moment in the comments. At number 9, we have the song that gave us the most memed music video in history. In 1984, Lionel Richie's Hello was a global smash, but it almost cost him his cool.
And tell you time and time again.
While the ballad was a vocal masterpiece, the music video, featuring Lionel as a teacher stalking a blind student, was labeled as creepy by critics and fans alike.
I've just got to let you know.
The infamous clay bust of Lionel became a national joke, and for a moment, the R&B community wasn't sure if they should slow dance or laugh.
Or is someone loving you?
Lionel risked being pigeonholed as a corny pop act, nearly losing the street cred he spent a decade building with the Commodores.
You're somewhere feeling lonely. Someone.
It took years for the talent to outshine the cringe of that clay face.
Pass outside my door.
Is the Hello video romantic or just plain weird? Let's settle it in the comments.
And you know just what to do. And I want.
At number 8, we have the song that made cheating sound like a tragedy.
Loving you is wrong. I don't wanna.
In 1972, Luther Ingram gambled his career on a lyric that shocked the moral fabric of the radio.
Love you. Knowing I got a wife.
While most R&B stars were singing about forever, Ingram was justifying an extramarital affair.
Means being without you, I'd rather live alone.
Conservative radio stations were horrified, and his label feared the home wrecker label would alienate his female fan base forever.
Be right. Am I wrong?
It was a career-killing risk that almost backfired, but Ingram's raw, tearful delivery resonated with the hidden realities of the human heart.
To give your love to a married man.
He didn't just sing a song, he exposed a secret, turning a potential scandal into a soul classic that defined the cheatin' song subgenre.
My room to fall so deeply in.
Is this the ultimate guilty pleasure song? Let us know in the comments.
And am I wrong for trying to hold on to the best?
At number 7, we have the song that got a legend fired.
There'll be no distance between us.
In 1983, Peabo Bryson recorded a masterpiece, and his label responded by dropping him on the spot.
Our spirits will be climbing.
Capitol Records executives heard "Tonight I Celebrate My Love" and hated it.
There'll be no distance between us.
They claimed it was too pop and that Peabo had lost his R&B soul.
We will both discover our friends.
They were so sure it would fail that they let him walk away with the tape. It was a career-killing move that almost silenced him until a rival label snatched it up.
No one's gone.
The song became a multi-platinum global anthem, proving the experts wrong and saving Peabo's career from a premature end.
To a sky with diamonds.
He didn't just celebrate his love, he celebrated his vindication.
What I want those to do.
Is this the greatest duet of the 80s? Let us know your favorite in the comments.
Turn into lovers.
At number 6, we have a love song that turned intimacy into a live experience. In 1979, Teddy Pendergrass released "Turn Off the Lights," a slow jam that felt almost too personal.
You're the only one in the world that I need.
His deep, commanding voice didn't just sing the lyrics, it invited you into them.
Turn 'em on.
But at the time, some critics called it too suggestive for radio.
In this whole wide world that I ever.
And his live performances? Even more controversial. Yet that was the magic.
Let's take a shower.
He didn't just sing love songs, he made you feel them. And in doing so, he redefined what romance sounded like in R&B.
Let's get cozy.
At number 5, we have the song that saved a legend from the oldies circuit. In 1979, Smokey Robinson was fighting to stay relevant in a world obsessed with disco. Motown executives weren't sure if the poet laureate of soul could still compete. Disco was king, and Smokey's smooth mid-tempo style felt like a risk. Cruisin' was his last stand, a 5-year labor of love that his label almost buried.
Just release and you will find.
If this hadn't hit, Smokey risked being relegated to a nostalgia act. But the world was hungry for a quiet storm, and this masterpiece didn't just top the charts. It redefined his career and proved that class never goes out of style. Is this the smoothest song ever made? Drop your comments. At number 4, we have the song that shocked the R&B establishment. In 1984, Chaka Khan took a massive risk by inviting a new sound called hip-hop into her Temple of Soul. Purists were horrified. They accused the voice of Rufus of chasing trends and selling out to the street. Adding Mel Mel's rap to a Prince-written cover was seen as a career-ending move for a serious vocalist. If this hadn't become a global phenomenon, Chaka risked alienating the very fans who worshipped her. But instead of ending her career, the gamble redefined it, bridging the gap between the old guard and the new school, and proving that the Queen of Funk could rule any genre she touched. Was this the best R&B/hip-hop collab ever? Let's debate in the comments. At number 3, we have the most dangerous duet in soul history. In 1981, Rick James and Teena Marie walked into the studio as bitter exes and nearly didn't walk out.
Made me live again, you turned on my...
Their real-life breakup was so explosive that Motown staff feared they'd never finish the track.
How I thank you, baby.
Rick was spiraling, and Teena was heartbroken, making the recording session a battlefield of ego and emotion.
Them and leave them.
This love song was a career-ending risk. If they hadn't channeled that toxicity into art, the scandal would have buried them both. But instead, they captured lightning in a bottle.
Within your flame.
Every high note from Teena was a literal cry for help, turning their personal wreckage into a permanent R&B anthem.
That's what I used to do.
Can you hear the real pain in their voices? Tell us in the comments. At number 2, we have the song that caused a multi-million-dollar meltdown. In 1987, Prince risked his entire reputation by walking away from the Black Album for a ballad. Prince was set to release a gritty, funk-heavy project that fans were desperate for. But at the last second, he ordered every copy destroyed, claiming the music was evil. His label was horrified, fearing he'd lost his commercial mind. He replaced the chaos with Adore, a soaring spiritual love song that many felt was too soft for the Purple One. If this hadn't hit, the industry was ready to brand him as unstable and finished. Instead, he delivered a vocal performance that proved his genius was untouchable, even when it was unpredictable. Was this Prince's greatest vocal ever? Let's settle it in the comments.
From the first moment I saw you.
At number 1, we have the song that saved a life.
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing.
In 1982, Marvin Gaye was an industry afterthought until he risked it all on a drum machine and a prayer. Living in Belgium to escape debt and depression, Marvin was written off as finished. When he presented Sexual Healing, his old label and even some fans were shocked by the provocative title. It was seen as too pop and too risky for a man who had once sung for God and the Revolution. If this track had flopped, the Prince of Soul would have ended his career in total obscurity. Instead, it became a global phenomenon, proving that even at his lowest, Marvin's genius was a healing force the world couldn't ignore. Is this the greatest comeback in music history? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.